Hello and welcome to the FTHcast. It's episode 17, and I'm here with a bunch of new faces. Last week we were down a person, and now we're up a person. We have actually 4 people today, starting with, of course, the classic Kyle. Say hello, Kyle.
It's been a while. I think the last one I was on was like episode 9 or something.
Yeah, it was like 3 weeks ago. 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was a long time ago. And then we've got the indubious, I don't know if that's a word, Trent.
What up?
And I'm really bad at the intro. I don't know if you guys have noticed. And then of course, I'm gonna give Zach the classic one. It's the wonderful Zach. Say hello, Zach.
Hey guys.
Hey.
Good to be here.
And of course, we are just a bunch of friends. We're not professionals, obviously, and we don't know anything. But we're gonna talk about video games because that's literally the only way I know you guys is through video games.
Is because video games.
Yeah, I met you guys first on Xbox before I ever met you in person, which is kind of weird to say out loud.
I met you all on Xbox and never wanted to meet you in real life.
Yeah.
Fate would have it that I would.
It was just a random occurrence of events, but that's okay. But we're here and we're talking, and it's, I don't know what the day is. It's the Sunday before tomorrow.
It's the Sunday before Grand Theft Auto 5 comes out.
Yeah, that's right. It is. So this upcoming Tuesday is Grand Theft Auto 5. But first, before we get into Grand Theft Auto 5, let's just introduce ourselves a little bit, and what we'll do is we'll kind of round robin a little question. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. We'll just start with the easiest question in the whole wide world. What have you guys been playing? We'll start with Zachary, since I made him last. We'll make him first. So Zach, what have you been playing this last week?
I just got done playing Tomb Raider.
Like the original Tomb Raider?
No, the new Tomb Raider.
Oh, I was about to say. I don't know what made me think that.
I was a little late playing it, but I just got finished with it.
Zach just got done playing the Tomb Raider on his Windows 97 computer.
Yeah, from 20 years ago.
It was pretty good though. It was a lot better than I thought it was going to be.
I started playing it, and I don't know what it is. I just couldn't get into it.
Really? Man, I thought it was pretty awesome. It got kind of silly whenever there were really big people that sounded like bears and stuff, and I thought that was kind of stupid.
I wanted it to be like more open world where I could like run around and hunt in tombs. I didn't want to like follow a storyline where this girl turns into a man.
You could do that. They had those campfire sites, and you could fast travel to
save your game
campfire.
Yeah, maybe I just didn't get into it enough. I don't know. I didn't get very far before I stopped.
Maxed out my bow on there.
Ooh.
You could explore the island by fast traveling, Paul.
Oh.
Yes.
Thanks, Kyle.
Before
right.
that, though, I finished Far Cry 3.
Oh, that's another game I've never played.
Ooh, it was pretty good.
I have a really bad problem about playing games that nobody plays and not playing the games that everybody plays. So that's about it.
The ending of Far Cry 3 was pretty weird, though.
Yeah, I actually watched. There's a guy. I watched. Yeah, I was about to say I watched a video, but I only watched the end of it, and I had no idea what was going. There's this really hot black chick, and she was making this dude hallucinate. And
Zach sent me like the foremost, longest, and detailed text messages I've ever gotten in my entire life about the ending of Far Cry. I was like,
and then he like didn't say anything back about it.
Okay.
But at the end, spoiler alert, everybody who hasn't.
Played,
should I say it?
There's a 6-month rule. Internet protocol states that there's a 6-month rule. If it's past 6 months,
yeah, you're
from
good.
the event, you're spoiler free.
They can skip ahead 30 seconds.
Okay. Well, anyway, at the ending, you can. It asks whether you want to save your friends or kill them
instead.
Yeah, and I chose to save them because I always choose to be the good guy.
Oh.
And anyway, whenever I did, they just like sailed off on a boat, and that black chick accidentally got stabbed or something. And then I looked up on YouTube what happens if you choose to kill your friends, and you like slit their throats, and then the chick is like, she's like riding you and stuff, and she's naked.
Oh my!
And it's really showing her animated boobs and stuff. And,
Oh goodness. Oh geez.
oh goodness.
Let's take a podcast break real quick. I'm just gonna.
And it was kind of weird. And then afterwards, while she was still on top of you, she stabbed you with a knife and you died.
Well, that's pretty
And that
awesome.
was the end.
And then Xena on the top walks in and crushes you with her meaty thighs.
Oh man! All right,
Yeah, that was pretty much Far Cry.
that's the whole story.
I would think.
All right, we'll move on to Trent. Trent, what have you been playing recently? And I must say, I'm gonna introduce. I don't know if she's still in the room, but it's Trent and Ruthie combo.
Yeah, here
tonight.
she is. Hold on.
Oh,
hold
yeah.
on. Here she is.
Hello.
Hey. So, what have you guys been playing these last forever?
Man,
I don't know.
I've
Recently.
been playing I've been playing the poop out of Animal Crossing.
I stopped
You
playing.
know you have, Ruthie.
I haven't played it in months.
I stopped for like a week, but then I realized what is
You
my
didn't
problem.
stop for like
No.
Okay, I stopped for like 3 days.
Then the animals started dying, so you had to go back in
No.
there.
It's like a Tamagotchi, isn't it?
No, my town did
Yeah,
grow.
those gigapets. My gigapet died all the time.
I remember mine.
What happened?
Rest in peace. Oh, after like 3 days, my town became like overrun with weeds. But that's it. Like, I mean, it was only like 4 days since.
It's
That's like the only. But it's a pain in the ass to go pick them up.
yeah.
So, but no, I still play it every day, morning and night.
That's the thing. Like it's literally probably been a month and a half, and I feel if I like open it up and turn it on, they're all just gonna get really mad at me. So I just don't get back on.
See, I think you're to the point where you could probably start a new game because I was thinking about that too. Because
But then I have to start all over.
yeah,
It's so grindy.
You should see my house.
All those bugs you have to catch again.
know.
God.
You just earn all that stupid money to.
That is probably the best part about Animal Crossing is the bug hunting and the fish hunting. That's the most fun. It's like Cabela's base hunter.
Base hunter?
It looks really,
Base.
really.
Did I say base? Did I say same thing? Actual base.
Actual like bass guitar hunter.
Base guitar hunter. Boom, 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 boom.
Yes. Yes.
Bomba ping, bomba ping, bomba ping.
+1 base riff.
I've been playing Red Dead Redemption again.
Undead Nightmare specifically.
I got
Oh.
the Undead Nightmare pack after 2 years of it being released.
That's supposed to be really good.
It's only $4.99 on Xbox Arcade, so I got it. It's fun.
Yeah. I remember, who was it? I guess it was Logan and that other guy's name. I always forget his name. They would get on there. Yeah, Justin. They would just get on. They would just. I hope he doesn't listen to this. They would
He's
get
gonna
on
listen
and
to this and be like,
What a jerk.
He's gonna be
Paul guy.
offended.
He's like, what a
He
loser.
doesn't like anybody anyway. It doesn't matter.
yeah. Man, I love Justin. They would get on and just play like the gambling game. Like that's all they do.
That man.
I get on there and I just play liar's dice and poker sometimes.
Yeah, that's weird. I guess.
Well, just like online gambling, but you can, after you're done, you can shoot your partner, your opponent in the face.
But can you actually get money like real world? No, I'm just kidding.
No.
No, you can't.
So you just played Red Dead?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I tend to play the same 10 games over and over again. A couple N64 games, a couple GameCube games, and a couple of Wii games.
A couple of N64 games, a couple of GameCube games that are re-releases of N64 games,
games.
and a couple.
Maybe 1 or 2 Super Nintendo games.
Did you guys ever talk about Wind Waker?
I was about to say if you like get the digital copy, you get like a full week before.
Really? That's
yeah.
weird though. I don't think I like that. I really
Why?
think that they're trying to push the digital. Like I don't want digital copies. I want a physical copy in my hand.
Yeah, so that way half the money goes to the store and not to the developers. Come on.
But
man.
that's
No,
like.
well, because I like having something on my shelf.
I like
But
that.
this is like their biggest game that's come out for the Wii U so far, and
I see
what would be a better way to like raise like, hey, we offer this service. This is the biggest game we've had.
Yeah.
Did you know that you can download it?
Too bad it's a 30 gigabyte hard drive. I can download one game at a time.
Wait a second. Let me replace another SanDisk SD card. I
can-
don't even think you can do that, can you?
No, you can
It's
hook
in
a hard drive
technology.
up to it though. You can hook.
Oh.
Yeah, you can like. I guess you could probably buy like a 3 terabyte hard drive and probably hook it up.
You know
to
what
it.
else you could do?
What's that?
buy like an Xbox or a PlayStation.
Oh, and then play Zelda on it, and then play Pikmin 3 on it, and then play Super Smash Brothers.
Man, can we talk about Super Smash
You could play
Brothers?
that. You could play that
and Wii?
PlayStation Brawl game that they came out with.
Yeah, that sounds great.
How
Man, that was-
successful was that?
Oh, I think that I read something the other day where they were like going to release something else for it, but they like decided not to. I can't remember what it was.
The rules were really weird in that, right? Like you had to like beat them up, and you had to like save up one of your special moves, and the only way you could kill them wasn't by like knocking them off the stage or anything. You had
It was
to
with
like
kindness.
you had to like land one of your special moves. So you had to like build up a meter. So you were basically everything you were doing was worthless.
So pretty much how Trent plays Smash Brothers. So he would win at that game.
Probably.
I'm saying you were awesome at it, and you use special moves a lot, and they get me.
You just gotta be Jigglypuff and suck them up, and then jump off the side.
I don't think that's
No,
a
that's Kirby.
whoa.
Oh yeah, that is Kirby.
You dingus.
What a
Do you want
noob.
to
You know?
hear the two ways I die in Smash Brothers?
Killing yourself?
I either jump off the edge and kill myself, or Trent does a
Deuces.
smash move
I
and
do
I
can-
kills
use a smash move on you.
damn faces.
He super smashes you.
I super smash you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which leads me to my next thing. Kyle, you got to get Brawl so we can play online.
No, Kyle, you,
I did find one copy at the mall here in Bowling Green, but it's obviously it's used, but it was in a case that first it wasn't the original artwork, and it didn't even have the like fake artwork on it. It was just a blank case that had a thing written down the side of it that said
With a
Super
bootleg
Smash
copy.
Brothers Brawl, and I was like,
Do you guys have a Wii U?
no.
What?
I really like until something
Until a good Zelda game comes out for it, I won't get it.
It's like $300.
I know, but like I just really want one game for it so far. And I
Well-
don't know if it's worth that one game. It's Scribblenauts Unlimited, by the way. But
Well, they have. Okay, you're right. That's pretty much the only game. But there's gonna be games. There's gonna be like that X game, and then
do
there's,
you know what did come out for the Wii U that I really, really would like to play?
what's that?
the wonderful
The-
101.
No,
That actually looks awesome.
no, Earthbound.
Oh
They-
yeah.
They re-released Earthbound only for Wii U.
Oh, Ruthie, come on! You're talking to the guys that had a game of the month about Earthbound.
Yeah.
about 3
You're
weeks
talking
ago,
to a guy who spent
Sorry.
$250 on an actual
Johnny,
cartridge.
Johnny,
for
come
Earthbound.
lately.
Should you just tell someone named John to come on?
All right, Kyle. I think it's your turn.
15, I'm sorry. What did you say? Did you say?
I said, Kyle, it's your turn.
No, what did Trent say?
Oh. I said Johnny.
Johnny come lately.
That just means she's 3 weeks.
I know that, but it's got me giggling over here.
Trent,
Okay.
Trent's been watching a lot of Oh Brother Where Art Thou, so like every night this week. So
I've just been, watching it every night
Over
for the
and
past
over.
3 weeks.
I watched The Two Towers like 4 nights in a row because AMC played it, and then like 2 nights it played it with the story notes on it.
Ooh.
yes, it did. Man, how awesome is AMC Story Notes? Off topic from video games, but I just want to talk about AMC.
Okay, we need to talk about video games and let Kyle.
Earthbound. Sorry, I'm behind on it. but-
AMC is to adults as Family Channel is to children.
What?
Does that
And
make sense?
families.
No.
Like,
Children don't.
this-
Nobody watches Family Channel.
No. Hear me out.
Channel hasn't been a thing for about a decade or two.
You mean like
You mean
like
ABC Family?
Yeah, are
Which-
you talking about ABC Family?
no? I think he's talking about like Nickelodeon, the children.
Everybody
I
just keep
watch-
talking over Kyle.
I'm talking about the channel that plays Harry Potter all the time.
ABC Family.
It's called the Family Channel. Here.
NBC Family.
It's ABC Family.
BBC Family.
I know what it's called,
decades
but
ago.
when you bring it up here, it's called the Family Channel.
MTV Family. CCTV Family.
XXX Family.
All right, what have you been playing, Kyle?
What have you been playing, Kyle?
I've been playing Red Dead Redemption with Trent. I've also been playing random PlayStation 3 games that I never played because it was not a good system until I got excited about PlayStation 4. And those games are Infamous, and which I didn't really like. There's
I
an
was about to say that
IGN
game's weird.
yeah, there's an IGN editor that loves them, and I tried to get into it, but it just I don't know. I mean, it's fairly old at this point too. So
Yeah.
So like I don't know, the whole like presentation of it's really, really bad. But
It's real arcadey looking, isn't it?
yeah, yes, and the voice acting's really stupid.
What were we talking about? Infamous?
Yeah.
I played it.
What else have you been playing, Kyle? Is that it?
No, what else? Oh, I put in Lord of the Rings: The Third Age the other day.
Is that the one that's like a? Is
The
that?
turn-based RPG?
Oh yeah.
For
How is that? That's old, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a PlayStation 2 game.
I was about to say. I think I remember playing it on the GameCube.
Yeah, it also came out on GameCube. That's the one I have. Man, that game is awesome.
It's
It
pretty
really is.
sweet.
What?
But,
Huh?
What?
Wait.
So
It's pretty cool how. Speaking of the PlayStation 3, it's pretty cool how it like has to work. It has like internal PlayStation 2 memory cards,
yeah,
like because it has to have that to like play. I don't know. It's
you
really
have
cool.
one of the old PlayStations, right?
I have the first generation
Yeah.
PS3.
So basically, there's a little PlayStation 2 inside your PlayStation 3.
Yes.
That's why it was $600.
Yes.
That's why the Wii U doesn't play GameCube games, because they didn't put a little GameCube inside the Wii U. That's insane that they have to do it like that. Anything else? You been playing anything else? Or is it my turn?
That's about it. What have you been playing, Paul?
Well, I've been playing Final Fantasy 14: A Realm Reborn. That's been fun. I like that game. Or as I like to call it, FFXIV. Wait, yeah, FFXIVARR.
SSX trick.
It's a lot easier if you just spell it out as opposed to just say Final Fantasy 14.
BMX
But,
Triple X.
So I've been playing that, and that's fun. It's just an MMO. It's pretty standard, but it's fun. I'm working on getting a chocobo right now. That's where I'm at in my life. I played Outlast on the live stream last Monday. Played it all the way through, 5.5 hours to beat it.
Spooky.
It was really scary, actually.
Spooked ya.
I think you guys missed the beginning. Some of you guys watched it, but you missed the beginning where, like, the first little scare, I screamed like a little girl. It was funny.
Wait,
Speaking of spooky, we went and saw The Conjuring last night,
Oh.
and I'm not gonna lie, it was pretty spooky.
Nightmares. Do you have
Like I think most scary movies are like really stupid, but this one was like actually pretty well done. It was pretty good.
I really liked the ending for Outlast.
Oh, you beat it. You
Yeah.
got to the end?
That's what I'm saying. I sat there for 5.5 hours straight. It's a pretty short game.
How weird.
Ass clenching terror for 5 hours.
I just keep, whenever I think of that game, I just think of when you zoomed in on that guy's private parts, and they were just very.
Yeah, they were very realistic private
Yeah,
parts.
Are you serious?
like
Yes,
I
two
didn't see that.
giant dudes with their dangles out, like shaved, and
Two
just
giant dudes with their shaved giant dangles
Also,
fighting each other.
they were uncircumcised, and they just stand there and stare at you.
They're uncircumcised.
can
Oh,
we
yeah.
say uncircumcised on?
Yeah,
Okay, they were uncircumcised.
they were very
Said
uncircumcised.
fraught. You can say uncircumcised.
It's the only reason that game took 5.5 hours, because I sat there and stared at them for like 10 minutes.
Because I sat there and stared at him for 4.5.
But then they just keep
Keep getting bigger.
no, they they just like every once in a while you just run into them and you have to like run away from them.
And
It's
you're
really
like,
kind of
"Oh,
weird,
get
and
your
they just stand there
uncircumcised
naked.
from me."
I'm running into your uncircumcised cocks.
But the first time you see him in another part of the room, in the same room, there's this guy and he's just like walking over to the wall and he'll just hit his head against the wall. And then there's like a post and he'll walk over there and hit his head against the post. And it's like one of the grossest sounds I've ever heard in my life.
I agree. The sounds with that game were just awful. I didn't get spooked at all. Maybe it's because I was watching and not playing, and I
Yeah.
wasn't there. But the noises were awful.
They did a really good job. The more I played, the less scary it was, because it wasn't.
Awful as in like scary, or awful as in not done well?
No, as in like realistic.
Like it sounded real, and hearing it made you be like, like
Imagine someone smacking his bloody cracked skull against a wall, a concrete wall.
Oh,
Because that's what it
And
sounded
it sounded
like.
real.
Did it kill him?
No, he just kept doing it.
He enjoyed it. He liked it.
Oh.
How realistic did their uncircumcised wiener sound?
Actually, I tell you what, you can
the foreskin.
you can go to twitch.tv/freethehawk and that whole playthrough's there if you have 5.5 hours to spare. Or if you just want to fast forward to the penises, you can definitely do that too.
Can you mark the spot where their penises show up?
I could probably edit it out and put it on YouTube as a what is it?
A let's play that's 5.5 hours of just use hiding under a bed from their uncircumcised wieners.
But I don't know. I'm gonna do Amnesia Machine for Pigs next
Man.
month. I'm excited about it.
I've seen Amnesia played, and dang.
Is that set back in like the?
It's kind of like late. It's like late Victorian era.
Oh, that's what I thought of. I was watching a guy do a let's play earlier on that, and that's what I thought.
And it's pretty scary. That's probably.
Yes.
But I've definitely heard that like a Machine for Pigs is less scary than.
What?
Yeah, I'm kind of disappointed, but that's kind of what they said because the people who kind of took it over was a company called the Chinese Room, and they made a game called Dear Esther, which was originally a mod for Half-Life 3, and it was all just kind of an art project that they eventually turned into a full-fledged game. But it's a really, really pretty game. It's like one of the best-looking games I've played, really. And but there's no real mechanics to it, but it just looks really good. So they hired him on with Amnesia because that's the one thing about Amnesia, even though it was a little bit old, or it is a little bit old. It didn't really look that nice. Like the textures weren't nice, and a lot of the models weren't that good. So, but I don't know. It's very atmospheric, I heard, but it's not as scary. And I'm pretty sure the monsters are little pigs, so that'll be kind of weird.
Oh.
But with like tattoos on their bodies, so we'll see.
Tattooed pigs.
Yeah, it'll be fun though. I'm excited about it because
They're
it's
like
sounds
really
like Duke Nukem.
exactly. It's exactly like that. I think it's called Duke Nukem. What was that game that they made?
Dude, I
Was
love
Duke
Duke
Nukem
Nukem
Forever?
3.
Yeah.
I love Duke Nukem 3D on computer.
3D's awesome, but Duke
We
Nukem
know you
Forever
did, you
blew.
deviant. All the signs with like women eating hamburgers and said like, "Can you handle the meat?"
Oh my gosh! All right, since we're already talking about spooky games, let's continue on that topic. And like, what are y'all's like some of your favorite like most spookiest games?
Fatal Frame.
Fatal
Yes.
Frame. I've never played that, but I heard it's really scary.
It was. We were talking about it last night over Mexican food.
Yes, we
Oh.
did. Yes, we did.
So tell me about it because I don't know anything about it.
The Mexican food?
Yeah, tell me about that Mexican food.
Spooky.
No, tell me about Fatal Frame. I've never played it. I don't know what it's like. I don't
Well, I
know what
played
it was on.
Last time I played it, it was a long time ago because it's a pretty old game.
What'd you play it on?
I want to say I played it on a PlayStation, just a PlayStation. But
Fatal. Let me
Somebody
let me
fact
get
check
on
that.
that wiki.
Fact check.
yeah, wiki it. I'm pretty sure it's just a regular PlayStation.
I think you're right. So
It is because
Talk about it, Ruthie.
No,
Yeah,
it's
well, you
because-
know about it.
it's because it kind of reminded you of like the old Resident Evil games. Like
Yeah.
they weren't for PS2.
I think it was on PlayStation 2.
oh my gosh.
Well, I guess we'll
There's
see.
two of them. There's one, the original one's for PlayStation. The other one's for PS2.
The one I played was
It's
the
called
one
Fatal
that
Frame.
Yes.
So tell me about the game. Like what? How do you play it?
you have.
What
a
are all the
camera-
buttons?
You have a camera, and that's your only weapon. and you're in some. I don't know if it's like a mansion or it's like
it's like a big mansion place.
So it's a mod for Pokemon Snap, is what you're telling me.
That's what I said. That's
It's-
what
it's-
I said.
It's like Pokemon Snap and Resident Evil put together.
Oh my gosh. Is it
except
on
I think-
rails?
I think the only way to get away from the ghosts or something is
You have
to
That's how
take
you
pictures of them.
you battle. That's how you battle them. You have to take their picture. But the thing is, like, you'll be like walking down a corridor and then you'll hear something and then look behind you. And like, even though it's PS1 graphics and you're like, well, how can you be really scared by it? But man, the images that they
terrifying.
show you are terrifying. You guys should look up some videos
It's
of
just
it.
very eerie.
But that's kind of like a big thing. Like, I watched a playthrough of this game called 7 Days, and it's like literally pixel. It looks like Minecraft. It's just like pixel squares and stuff. But it was really kind of scary, just because like the atmosphere made it scary, and like it also had a lot of jump scares, which are kind of cheesy. But yeah,
Man, okay, so I wish I could figure out the name of it, but it was a Kickstarter game. Like, cause that's a lot of indie developers are using Kickstarter, and they're just, like developing a game and then asking for a bunch of money so they can make it. But I really wish I could know the name, but it was basically you're in a really spooky area, but you're like an infant, but you're like
oh,
and you walk around like as
Baby-
the infant, and
was
you're
it called Baby Blues? Seriously,
I don't know.
There's-
You should look it up because they have like a 30-minute esque like demo that you can play. I know it's
Yeah.
for PC, but I watched a guy play the whole thing, and it was really, really scary and really messed up. Like,
Who'd you watch play?
what?
Who did you watch play?
It was on a streaming website, the
Oh.
one that I told you about, the 28 streams later.
Man, the first time I looked that up, it took me. I think it took me to fart porn or something. It was
No,
not.
I
It was
mean-
not what you said it was.
That's the one that Ruthie sent you the link.
I accidentally sent you fart porn. I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I just thought it was really funny. I was like, Ruthie has no idea what she's talking
No,
about.
I promise. Like, it has like a website. It's not just a Twitch TV or anything. It's like
Oh,
they have a
okay.
website and they.
No, I did eventually find it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I go there. Sometimes. But it was. I'm just saying, babies, and you are the baby, and you are like fully conscious as this baby doing things, and you like keep hearing stuff, and you're the only one around, and you're like,
So it's a baby simulator.
yes, but it's really scary because there's spooky ghosts everywhere.
It's a Tamagotchi.
Basically,
No.
I mean, speaking of
Addendum to the.
babies,
Oh,
speaking of babies, did y'all ever play the Max Payne games whenever he would like
Yes.
flip out
Yes.
and that baby would be crying and
Those
stuff? And
that was a good
man,
game.
Max Payne was awesome.
Too bad they made Max Payne 3, right?
Yes.
the last Max Payne game wasn't that bad.
That
It wasn't Max Payne 3, I think.
Yeah, it was.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Which one was the fall of Max Payne? Was that the second
That was
one?
the second one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Max Payne
Max
3
Payne
was the
3
one that
was
was like I don't know, it just lost its
Like
weirdness.
instead of being New York in the winter, he was in like Cuba or something.
Yeah.
And he had a bald head. And...
Yeah, yeah.
He
I
was
don't.
fat. What were you going to say, Kyle? You were bringing something up.
Oh,
About
I was
Fatal
just gonna
Frame?
say Fatal Frame. It was released on PlayStation 2 and was later ported to the first Xbox.
Oh, hello. So what's your favorite spooky game, Kyle? You haven't said.
Actually, there was a game that came out. It was, I don't know if it was necessarily a launch title for the 360, but it came out like around when the
Oblivion.
and it was Oblivion. No, it was Condemned.
Oh yeah.
And it was pretty spooky.
That's a good game. Yeah,
And
I played a
all
demo
the
for that game. That game was kind of creepy.
Me and my friends played all the way through that. It was a good game.
And then they had a sequel to it, and I got it and probably, I don't know if I ever beat it.
I started playing the second one and it was stupid.
Yeah, I didn't like it as much as the first one, but it was really like it was real survival horror in the sense of like you didn't use the main focus wasn't gunplay.
Yeah.
It's like melee weapons or hand-to-hand combat, and of course, I mean the environments were really kind of spooky and stuff like that. I'm sure, I mean, it's probably like 8 years old at this point, so
Yeah. No, it's still a scary game. I watched a playthrough of it not too long ago, and it's kind of spooky.
well, yeah.
still.
I mean, I was just gonna say like I'm sure now it's probably starting to show its age, but at the time it was one of the first games that just was really kind of
Yeah.
Mom,
spooky.
time to wake up.
What the?
What's going on here? Oh my gosh.
I had to go tell my mom to wake up for work.
Is she outside or something?
She's down in the cellar. Zach had to let her out.
Zach had to go unchain his mom.
Nurse Julie Unchained.
That's a spooky.
I just had so
That's
many
a spooky
horrible
game.
images in my head.
All right, so mine You guys ready for mine? It's kind of a cop. I don't know if it's a cop out because I think it's really, really good. It's the GameCube version of the original Resident Evil.
Yeah, that's what I was
That
gonna say.
is terrifying.
It is.
It
Because
is-
with the updated graphics and the updated mechanics, it was.
Yeah, and they had that one. They added that monster that can't die. That little girl that was
Yeah.
like a
Crimson
Hunchback?
Heads.
No,
No,
Lisa. She ain't.
Oh,
gonna-
Lisa ain't gonna like it.
Yeah.
Man,
she
the
was
very-
crazy.
Yeah.
Kyle, are you gonna say something or are you just interrupting?
Yes, that reminded me of the part of 40-Year-Old Virgin whenever he calls that woman and he didn't know what to say and he just like makes a noise. And when Trent and I were young lads and we were hanging out, I remember he ammoed up and got all of his big guns out to go fight Lisa, and she wasn't gonna like it.
I still remember when when that first Resident Evil came out. I remember the opening part where or the first time you encounter a zombie or whatever, and he turns his head around.
Yeah,
Man, that part used to freak me out.
it's even scarier on the GameCube when it's all remastered
Yeah.
and they come back to life. You have to light them on
the-
fire.
I'm sorry to take over the subject, Paul.
No, go
but-
for it. I forgot to ask you.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna say that too. Like Resident Evil 1 and 2, when they came out in like 96 and 98, were super spooky, but the remake just did it so right when they updated the mechanics, the graphics, the gore.
Yeah.
They added the super zombie Crimson Head. So if you don't blow a zombie's head off or burn it, it will come back and be a super zombie, and it's
And, like-
super scary because they wait until you run by to get up, and they get up super fast and they run after you.
Yeah.
Can't
And
they?
they're super
They-
ticked.
Do they go through doors too?
Yeah, I think some of the doors in the game can be triggered by zombies if you don't kill all the zombies, but they don't come through every door.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they really missed a mark not remaking the rest of it. Like they released the rest of them for GameCube,
Yeah.
but they were just like the original games.
Tell me about it, Paul. The Resident Evils are 1, 2, and 3 are my favorite games. And
Don't
Because I
get
wanted to play
Trent
Code
started on it.
Veronica so
Code
bad.
Veronica isn't very good.
They really missed the mark when they released Resident Evil 5 and Resident Evil 6.
Man,
Five's not horrible.
man.
It's not a Resident Evil game, but it's not horrible.
What about
it's not
the
a scary
last
game.
one that came out?
6 is horrible.
6
6 is
fucking-
stupid.
I'm
What's
sorry.
this last one? Where
Zach loved it.
Z-
Zach loved it because he was like, "Yeah, Gears of War."
It's
I'm
not even
so-
that good. It's not even good as a
It's-
shooter.
No,
It's just bad.
I remember Trent and I were playing it. If the whole game was like the first 30 minutes of Leon's campaign, it would
Yeah.
have been awesome.
yeah. Like when you were in the subway and in the sewer,
Yeah,
and you're
like
fighting zombies and you were kicking the shit out. I'm
Man, that part was
kicking the
cool.
crap out of
getting stuff out of them.
them, out of.
But like Trent and I got to
When
one
you find
point.
a stranger in the Alps.
But Trent and I got to one point where we were going through like this, like graveyard or whatever, where there's like a bunch of like, mausoleums and stuff like that, and it was just like, it was
That's
absurd
it.
how many zombies were
That
there,
was
and like
the
it was
turning
just,
point of when the game got bad, but that was
Yeah.
like the second chapter.
yeah, I know that's what I mean. It was like you were inside this like, I don't know what I want to say like this.
Graveyard. There were some mausoleums, and all of a sudden skeletons started popping out of the ground.
Really? I didn't get that far before I quit.
Yeah, they would like drag you into the ground and into graves, and they would jump out of graves like. And I was
Yeah.
like, whoa! I was just fighting like zombies, and now what are these?
See, I stopped playing when I got hit by a bus and died.
Oh yeah.
I was like fighting like I don't know. You're like running through the streets, and at one part you have to fight all these zombies before you can go further. And I'm fighting them, and it's annoying because there's 1,000 of them. And then a bus just comes and hits me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
like
I
standing in
remember
the corner so they can't get behind me. And a bus just comes out of nowhere and hits me. I was like, I'm just never gonna play this game again.
I took my game out and broke it in half whenever you fight a dinosaur.
You fight a dinosaur?
that. Yeah.
Oh my
Yes.
gosh! I'm so
This
glad I
guy
didn't play that
mutates
game.
into a
One of the
dinosaur
bosses
with
mutates
like
into
one
like
eye or
freaking
something.
Tyrannosaurus.
Oh my.
A
gosh.
zombie-saurus
A
rex.
zombie sword. That's right. But speaking of that, what's that one guy? I'm not gonna know his name, but he's making The Evil Within, which looks amazing.
Yeah, that one Japanese guy that kind of headed the Resident Evil thing, and now he's doing this new game that's supposed to
Yeah.
be super spooky.
And he's basically come out and said it as saying because Resident Evil 6 was so bad, that's why he's making this game.
They just need to reboot Resident Evil and maybe hold off for a while on it.
But that's the problem. The problem is
Resident Evil 2 and 3, like they did for the first one, because those are my 3 favorite games of all time.
The problem is Capcom owns them, and
Really?
they want to be able to sell the games to as many. They just want to be able to make money. They don't care about the games.
They don't care about if you enjoy it or not.
They just care about quantity.
Yeah, that's why they make those
Capcom
crappy
has
games.
like the worst fan service ever.
Yeah, they're really bad about that.
They own Mega Man too, don't they?
Yes.
I think so. And there's a guy the guy who made the original Mega Man has a Kickstarter out now.
To make another because Capcom won't do it.
But it's called like Superman
Super
or not
9
Superman.
or something like that.
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah. It's gonna be the same thing. He even looks like Mega Man. It's just not gonna be Mega Man.
Yeah.
And they own I think they do Beautiful Joe, which was an awesome GameCube
Beautiful
game
Joe
that they could
was
bring.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, they could bring that back, but they probably never will. They're stupid. And then they make that stupid. Don't they make the Dead Rising? Is that what the game's called?
Yes.
I
Dead
hate those
Rising.
games. I hate them.
I got that game for free whenever whenever PlayStation was off for like 3 months,
Oh,
and then they gave us PlayStation Plus for free,
that's awesome.
Funny,
and it was one of the free games.
funny story about Dead Rising. I think and this could have happened differently, but this is how I remember it unfolding. Trent and I were down in my parents' basement. I think we were practicing before we went to play a show.
Oh,
And Zach came over because we were all going to go to the place.
Dead Rising. Oh, never mind. I was thinking about something else.
I think he's upstairs playing it in my room, and I think I told Trent to go turn it off, and he just walked up there and turned it off while he was playing it. Did that happen, or did I make that up?
No, that really happened because I'm pretty sure I'd never even played an Xbox before, and I was so excited about it. And I was like, "Oh my god, I'm finally getting to play an Xbox!" And this was one of the games I wanted to play. And it was the part at the beginning where like you're taking pictures of zombies or something, and you don't really get to start playing yet. And I was just taking pictures, and I was so excited about playing. And then Kyle came in there and was like, "Well, it's time to go," and shut it off. And I was like, "Oh."
What?
that's amazing.
What's the deal with cameras and video?
I don't know. I think that there's that. I know, there's a couple indie games that are coming out, and that's the way Outlast was, where like it's supposed to be spooky, but like the majority of the time you're looking through a camera.
Because indie stuff loves cameras
Because of Instagram.
because of
why.
Instagram.
And
Anybody
Pinterest.
can be a professional photographer.
But I think part of it is like, I guess it's supposed to be the idea like that it narrows your view a little bit, but it didn't really do that in Outlast at all. It was actually made it a lot easier to see. So I don't know.
I know in Far Cry, whenever you want to like tag enemies on there, you got to get out your camera and zoom in on them and stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. There's a large obsession. That's why I'm excited about Amnesia, the Machine for Pigs, because they took out a lot of the gimmicky stuff, like, which actually it might make it worse, because like in the first one you had to like run around and like make sure you had light, otherwise you would go crazy. But in this one you kind of always have a light source, which will be nice because you don't have to worry about that. But I don't know, it might take away from it a little bit too. But there's none of that like forcing you to like look through a keyhole or do something where you can't turn your back or having to look through a lens or something like that. I don't know.
Well, and then of course there's that one time in Skyrim when you're in that dungeon, you have to get out your night vision camera and.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway,
How bad do you want the super mega legendary edition of
dude,
Elder Scrolls universe?
so bad. If I was not saving up for a PlayStation 4, I would have already bought it. And now I'm really scared that like when I have the money for it, I'm gonna have to buy it off like eBay for like $200.
I'd never seen the art for what were the first two called?
Arena and Daggerfall.
Yeah, they look like Conan the Barbarian VHS covers.
They are old. They are old games. They are very old games. They look horrible. But like Daggerfall is still like one of the largest like square mileage of any video game ever. It's like the size of Germany or something crazy like that. It's huge, and it's like filled with bugs because because they just made it so big. There's like 1 million quests, and it's like supposed to be a really bad game, but I don't know. It is what it is. And then Arena, man, that one's really old. And then they have one that's based on, what are the black people called?
Red Guards.
Yeah, I think they have one called Red Guard too. That's supposed to be a little bit different.
The coolest part about that, though, is that it comes with all the maps of.
Yeah. Well, I think it just comes with a map for Morrowind and Oblivion. It does not come with maps for the older games.
Oh.
I know. I was kind of disappointed too. But if you think about it, I don't think the older ones have maps like the newer games do, where it shows locations. You don't know. You never play those games.
You're right. I haven't.
Speaking of expensive things, do we want to touch on Grand Theft Auto 5 since it's coming up close? We talked about it a little bit, or we mentioned it at the beginning of the show.
Yes.
Okay, let's talk about it. Go. No, but little birdie told me $250 million budget for a game.
I heard that too.
Yeah, for a video game.
But I'm sure that includes like advertising and everything too, right?
But think about this, because I was thinking about this, like TV, billboards, whatever else they did, online, YouTube advertising. They could have spent $100 million, $100 million on just advertising, and they would have spent $150 million on making that game.
Yeah.
Do you think it's just for the main game? Because you know that there's gonna be like.
I bet it's just for the main game. I bet a lot of that money went into developing the newer engine and stuff.
But that's good then.
Yeah, it's great. That's one thing I respect about Rockstar, even though like they're not necessarily like.
They do it to it.
Yeah, they're not necessarily like the most kosher. Like I've heard about them like paying off magazines and stuff to get good scores and stuff like that or whatever, which is probably all just rumor, not necessarily true. But they don't.
I mean, their games back it up usually.
Yeah, and they definitely don't like. They don't. I mean, as far as I know, they don't have like a yearly title like most companies do now. They barely even release one title a year, really.
Like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, or any of those other ones, the shooters and stuff.
Here's a little fun fact via Gamefront.com.
Go for it.
They're talking about obviously the budget here of $250 million. To put that into context, that's more expensive than almost any major film production ever. Only Pirates of the Caribbean 3 at $300 million bested. Of course,
which is interesting because that's the worst Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure they.
Oh no! I'm sorry. It's 4 that's the worst, right? 3's the one with the Kraken.
No, 2's the one with the Kraken. 3's the one with the.
Sucks and 4 sucks pretty bad.
Oh yeah, I was thinking of 4 though. That's the one where they're looking for the
Fountain of Youth.
Yeah.
We saw that in theaters, Kyle.
I know. Oh, it's so bad. I watched it on television like at the beginning of the summer, and it's terrible.
It's really bad. Okay, anyway, go on. Was there more?
No, Kyle was talking.
Well, they just kind of go on to talk like. No, not really.
What about radio production? Has there been any radio production that has cost more than GTA 5?
Radio is dead technology.
Oh wow!
They do
tell that to Rush Limbaugh.
They do say that World War Z, its budget is very underestimated because they don't want to tell how big of a flop it actually was, even though it did kind of well.
But they probably spent like $500 million on it.
Well, it's
$400 million to pay Brad Pitt.
Yes, they say it reportedly cost far more than $190 million, which they said it was its budget, but it's reportedly to be like twice that much or something crazy.
Well, there's a good chance though that when that movie comes out, like on DVD or Blu-ray or whatever they sell now, that they'll make a lot more money off of it.
Comes out on Tuesday.
I'm getting it and I'm playing it all day Tuesday.
Are we talking about Grand Theft Auto?
Oh,
World War Z.
I'm doing that.
I'm gonna watch World War Z all day long.
I'm going to the midnight release Monday night
For Grand Theft Auto 5?
I might. There's nothing to do.
You better, because otherwise they'll sell your copy to somebody else.
Yeah.
I've shared this on here before. Actually, I probably told everybody here about this, but when Dishonored came out, I walked in there, and Dishonored, I mean, literally anybody will tell you it's a sleeper hit. Like,
Yeah,
No,
that game's
it
amazing.
wasn't huge and it came out or anything like that. I walked in there and I was just like, oh, I just want to pick up Dishonored. Well, did you have it reserved? I was like, no, I didn't. Well, next time you really need to reserve it. I'm going to give you a copy, but this is really supposed to go to somebody that has it. I'm like, don't.
I remember you texting me about that.
Don't sit there and act like you literally only have.
Don't scare me into reserving games.
Yeah, I can just leave and go somewhere else and get it if you want me to.
I know a lot of people will lose jobs, but I can't wait until GameStop and stuff are like dead and gone.
Yep.
I remember when I was going in there to buy Animal Crossing, it was like the day of release. They didn't have a midnight release, and I should have gone to like Walmart or Target in the first place. But I went to GameStop, and I went in there and they were like completely sold out. But the dude was a really huge butt about it. Like he was just like, oh well, you're probably not gonna find it anywhere else around town. Do you want me to call any other GameStops for you to see if they have it? And I was like, well, I'm gonna go to Target. See ya. And
No,
of
you
course they had it at Target at like 5 copies.
So he tried to help you out and he said he was a big butt.
Yes.
I'm sorry, man, we don't have it. I'd be more than happy to call around and see if there's any other
didn't
you
say
have.
it like that.
Quit being a butthole.
He told me I should have reserved it, like you did. Like he said that.
You
know what you should have said? You should have said, "Oh, I'll just download it. I'll just download it."
They did have the download on the the eShop on the Nintendo DS has a lot of stuff on it.
That's what I'm saying though. Like you don't even need that little card. All you gotta do is get on there and put your credit card in. You're an adult.
But I really like having it. Like it looks really cute, and I like having. I need to fill up my shelves.
Aw. I have my shelves filled up with cartridges and old
Toys.
Xbox games.
Well, then there we go. You need to fill it up more.
But they don't have digital. Well, I guess they do have digital copies of some of these games.
I have my shelves filled up with half-eaten bratwursts and a coffee cup that's been sitting here for probably about a week and a half now.
Oh, you
Is
know
my
what game?
Gatorade still up there?
No, I drank it the next day.
Yeah, I was like halfway home and I was like, oh yeah, I left my Gatorade on Kyle's TV or something.
Fuck that game.
All right. Well, now that we're talking about Gatorade, I think it's about time to cut it. We've been talking for like 50 minutes, so that's pretty good. Good job, guys. You did great.
Awesome.
All right.
I really appreciate you guys coming.
Can
You
we
guys
just
will have to
go
do it
ahead
again.
and record the 18th show right now?
Do we?
Yeah, if you
do
want
we all
to,
get to
just keep
say
going.
Great success.
Yeah. Hello, USA.
That excited me, huh?
I'm so glad you decided to yell that as opposed to just say it.
I was trying to get the full effect of
Oh,
the...
okay, gotcha.
I felt it. Are we gonna all have our special goodbyes?
If you want,
Trent's
let me
gonna
get.
fart into the mic.
I can't.
Well, thanks for.
I have
Okay.
recorded a couple times during the cast. Did you hear it?
No.
I heard it. Did you not hear me at the beginning? I go, what was that?
Oh,
And then nobody said anything, so I just assumed it was the wind blowing or something.
I didn't hear it. I don't know. All right, thank you for listening, and appreciate you guys.
Oh, you edit out that last 5 minutes of us.
No, it's not. It's staying in.
Okay.
Might as well at this point.
Quality content.
I'm too lazy to edit. That's why I do this podcast, because I don't have to edit as much, except for when you guys start cussing a lot.
Yeah, way to
Just
go,
put a-
Trent.
Just put a rated NC-17 on it.
Insane 7. Next week is our Dead Space podcast for our current game of the month. If you have not been playing it, you need to be playing it. It's a great game. If you've never played it, it's fantastic. You can even play Dead Space 2 or Dead Space 3 if you've never played those. I'm on Dead Space 2. But yeah, we'll talk about that. I said I was going to make a video, but I made another video and nobody watched it, so I decided not to make videos ever again. So we'll just keep doing the podcast. I'll keep doing Twitch stuff, and that'll be about it. But you can follow us, each one of us except for Zach, because he doesn't have a Twitter. So Kyle is at WhoAmKyle, and Trent is at Van Russelberg, and I am at Free the Hawk. And oh wait, Ruthie, what is yours? At Ruthie Halls with a Z.
Yeah,
Is that it?
Ruth in Halls with the Z.
Yeah, there you go. Ruth N. Halls with a Z. So follow us, even though the people who listen to the show are on the show right now. That's okay. You guys can follow each other.
Okay.
And next week, yeah, we'll talk about Dead Space. And is there anything else I need to say? I don't think so. Thanks for watching.
Excelsior!
Everybody say bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
Fart into the microphone.